Hey there. If you've ever found yourself stuck in that copy-paste nightmare, trying to manage different Terraform environments, then you are in exactly the right place. In this explainer, we are going to completely transform that brittle, repetitive code into a truly dynamic professional setup. So, let's dive right in.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll take a hard look at the problem with static code. Then, we're going to start building our new toolkit, piece by piece. We'll start with transforming data using functions, then we'll add some intelligence with conditionals, and finally, we'll tie it all together with the incredible power of workspaces, giving you a brand new, super sleek, dynamic workflow.
So let's set the scene. The real problem we're all here to solve is the massive inefficiency and, frankly, the risk that comes from just duplicating code to manage multiple environments. It's a super common trap to fall into, but don't worry, we're about to show you the way out.
Okay, take a look at this. The left side probably looks painfully familiar, right? Two blocks of code that are almost identical. Now, what happens if you need to update the instance type? Well, you have to remember to change it in both places. If you miss one, you've just created what's called configuration drift, and now your environments are dangerously out of sync. Our goal is to get to the right side. One clean, elegant, reusable block of code. And the very first step to get there is by using functions.
Think of functions as your personal Swiss Army knife for data. They are absolutely the first and most crucial tool for breaking free from those static, hard-coded values. With functions, you can start to manipulate and transform data on the fly, which makes your code unbelievably flexible.
And hey, here's a little pro tip for you. You can play around with every single function we're about to discuss in a completely safe sandbox. Just pop open your terminal and run Terraform console. It is the perfect place to experiment without any risk of messing up your real infrastructure.
So, where do we start? Well, with the most basic building block, text. You know, so much of our configuration is just made up of strings, names, IDs, tags, you name it. And luckily, Terraform gives us some really powerful tools to work with them.
These right here are the real workhorses of string manipulation. Split is a total game changer for turning a simple comma-separated string into a proper list that Terraform can actually loop over. Lower and upper are your best friends for standardizing things, like making sure all your tags are in lowercase. And with substring, you can slice and dice strings to pull out the exact piece of information you need.
This slide just shows the power of split perfectly. On the left, you've got a simple, human-readable string of AMI IDs. But on the right, you have a structured list that Terraform can actually use, all thanks to one single function call. This is such a critical step towards making your configurations data-driven instead of just hard-coded. Okay, so now that we can create lists, we need ways to actually work with them, right? And that's where collection and map functions come into play. These functions let you interact with lists and maps, which are really just key-value pairs, and bring all your data structures to life.
Length is pretty straightforward. It just tells you how many items are in a list, which is perfect for loops. Contains lets you check if a value even exists. Keys and values are awesome for pulling apart maps. But I want you to zoom in on that last one, lookup, because this one is all about safety.
So here's why lookup is so important. What happens when you try to get a value from a map, but the key you're looking for isn't there? Well, normally, Terraform would just throw an error, and your whole plan would fail. But lookup lets you provide a default value. In this example, let's say US West 2 isn't in our map of AMIs. Instead of crashing, Terraform just safely returns our default, AMI-PQR. This is such a simple way to prevent those unexpected deployment failures. All right, so we've learned how to transform data. Now let's give our code a brain. With conditionals, your Terraform configurations can actually start making decisions using if-then-else logic.
Now, I know the syntax might look a little weird at first, but it's really just a super compact way of writing an if-then-else statement. You ask a question, that's the condition. If the answer is yes, Terraform uses the first value. If it's no, it uses the second. It's really as simple as that.
Let's put this to the test with the real-world security challenge that I'm sure we've all faced. We need to enforce a password length policy no matter what input we get. Let's just walk through this. Our condition checks if the variable var.length is less than 8. So, if a user enters 5, the condition is true, and Terraform automatically uses 8. If they enter 12, the condition is false, so it just uses the user's input, 12. And what's the result? Your security policy is automatically enforced every single time, no questions asked.
Okay, we've got our functions, we've got our conditionals. Now it's time for the final, critical piece of the puzzle that solves our copy-paste problem once and for all: workspaces. This is Terraform's built-in, elegant solution for managing multiple environments from a single set of configuration files.
This right here is the single most important thing to understand about workspaces. Each one has its own completely separate state file. You can think of it like having a different notebook for each of your projects. When you switch to a new workspace, you're literally opening a fresh, empty notebook. This is the secret to preventing your dev environment from ever accidentally messing with production.
And creating a workspace could not be easier. You just run Terraform Workspace New and give it a name. That's it. Terraform goes and creates a new empty state file just for Project A and automatically switches you over to it.
And this is where the magic happens. See that special variable, terraform.workspace? It always holds the name of the workspace you're currently in. So we can just use that as the key in our lookup function to dynamically pull the right AMI from our map. And just like that, hard coding is a thing of the past.
So what if you need to manage a second project? You don't need to copy any files, you don't need to create any new folders. You just run one simple command to create a new workspace for Project B. And boom, you are now managing a completely separate set of infrastructure with the exact same code. This slide shows you exactly what's happening behind the scenes. Terraform actually creates a separate directory for each workspace, and each one has its own dedicated state file. They are physically isolated from each other, which means changes in Project A will absolutely never, ever affect Project B.
We have come a really long way from that risky, repetitive workflow we started with. So let's just take a moment to appreciate the powerful, new, dynamic workflow that you have just unlocked.
So this is your new toolbox. With functions, your code becomes flexible and data-driven. With conditionals, it becomes intelligent and self-enforcing. And with workspaces, you can orchestrate the whole thing, safely and efficiently managing multiple environments from a single clean code base. This isn't just about writing better code. This is professional-grade infrastructure as code.
By mastering these three concepts, you have fundamentally leveled up your Terraform skills. Your code is no longer a static liability. It is an intelligent, adaptable, and reusable asset. So the only question left is, what amazing things are you going to build with it?